Fingers crossed.
Hello.
Are we in? It says we're live.
All
Yay.
right. And we are on
Woo.
we're on the big screen at
We're-
Skein Yarn Shop.
We're 5 minutes behind schedule.
We had some difficulties.
Some
but we're
technical difficulties.
here. Hello, Meg. How are
Hello.
you? Hello, Knitting Posse friends. And hello to Gina, who
Hello, nurse.
we met Gina on Sunday, I think fairly close to when right before we left. So
Yeah.
hello, Gina. It was great to see you
It
and
really
give you a big
was.
hug.
Oh,
And
hi, Hope.
Hope and Star.
I got high hopes. Can you all hear us? Okay.
Let's hope so.
Hey. Hey, girl.
So, welcome.
Welcome. We got a big resounding yes that they can hear us.
Welcome
The
to-
microphone is literally right here.
Welcome to Needles at the Ready Endgame
Endgame.
Extended Edition Zack Snyder Cut.
Yes.
This, y'all are in for a doozy.
I brought a spare thermos of coffee because we will be here telling campsite stories all night long.
Like, it's a mess.
So yeah.
I will start by saying during our trip, I only bought 4 skeins of yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Andy.
There. On that note, I think that we should establish some ground rules. There shall be no yarn shaming for Kevin.
This is a safe
Against
space.
Kevin. This is a safe space. You
It
are
is.
welcome here. The judgment train has been speeding across Kevin.
Hello, Sarah and Jen.
Hello.
And Mari. Yeah.
Mari was one
So
of
good.
my absolute highlights. Okay, so
All right.
this is going to just be the Rhinebeck
Rhinebeck.
recap. We did receive some awesome owl posts over the past couple of weeks. We will talk about that in our next podcast, which will be in 2 weeks. And we'll show all of those things and talk about all of the giveaways. We have 2 amazing donations that were gifted to us or gifted to you all over this past weekend. We'll share them here, but we'll have the details and the actual giveaway on the next podcast. So you have something to look forward to.
Yeah, it's so we'll just start. So let's talk about Rhinebeck Weekend. And we've both, but I've also watched a little bit more than Ray. We've watched a lot of Rhinebeck recap videos. And what I really, and for those of you who aren't sure what Rhinebeck is really New York sheep and wool, but there's this whole like weekend around it because there's all these offshoot events. And so we just refer to it the entire weekend as Rhinebeck Weekend.
Yeah.
And the weekend is chaotic and it's busy. There are a lot of people, but Rhinebeck, the entire weekend can be whatever you want it to be.
Absolutely.
You can, we know people who don't buy anything. They don't go into any barns. They just sit down and knit. You can go to just see your friends, people that you only get to see maybe once a year. You can go and do a lot of shopping and break the bank.
Totally.
So it really is an experience that can be overwhelming, but you have a lot of control over how you want that weekend to be.
Mm-hmm. And there were times where, and we'll talk about it, but there were times where I was completely overwhelmed, where I needed to step away.
Yeah.
And that's okay, right? We all everybody shares those stories. But like Kevin said, it's exactly what you make it. And we are so lucky to have been part of this community and made such amazing friends.
Yes.
That for us, it's really the people that we get to spend time with, the people that we get to meet, the laughs that we share, that make it so worth it for us. And it's absolutely my favorite event, time of year. It's incredible. And surprisingly, even though we left on Thursday and came home on Monday, I still was left feeling like there was still so much to see and do.
Yeah. So we're going to try to stick to this pretty chronologically.
Okay.
So first we'll talk about some of the things that we wore.
Yeah.
So if you guys
one sec, everything that we are talking about, we tried to do our best linking everything kind of in chronological order where we saw these patterns or yarns or vendors or people or podcasters. We tried to link them all down below in our description box. So hopefully we didn't miss anything. There is probably about 45 or 50 links in there. It's very heavy content.
It is. And if you are looking for new podcasts,
oh yeah,
for series, just go down into the show notes because there are so many. And I don't want to say podcaster, any friend that we met who has a podcast, we listed their channel name, their name, unless it's in the channel name, and the link. So there's so much information down in the show notes. So feel free to take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
So finished. We'll do a little quick finish object. I did finish my Sean's Gambier prior to leaving. I finished it Thursday morning by just sewing in my pockets. Everything else was done. So it fits. I have sweats on, so apologies. It fits really, really well.
It really does.
I did not get buttons for it, though.
Buttons?
I did make a couple modifications to this.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is the raglan. I'm looking at myself there, and it's throwing me off. All right, so the raglan, where I had my stitch marker, you were supposed to do your decrease or increases. Were they increases? No, decreases. Apologies. On either side of the stitch marker, I left a stitch on each side. So I did it 3 stitches beforehand instead of 2. I also did something because I was being lazy. Instead of doing an SSK, I just knit 2 together through the back loop. And I kind of like that. And I may do that.
I like it a lot.
It mirrors a knit 2 together really well. And it still gives you the lean that you need on your raglan. So definitely give that a try if you haven't done that before. For my sleeves, as you can see, they're not as swoopy as Ray's were. I just did my increases. I alternated and did 3 rows, 4 rows, 3 rows, just to spread that out a little bit. Mm-hmm. And you can even see my color works a little tight here.
When you hold your arm out like that, but when your arms are down or your regular movement and motion, and it looks great.
Yeah. And this is all knit out of lamb's pride.
Yep. From brown sheep wool.
And it has some mohair in it. And surprisingly enough, on Saturday when I wore this, I was able to wear it till about 1 p.m. when it hit just about 70 degrees. And it wasn't as warm as you would think.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the gauge and it being bulky, it was actually quite airy and comfortable. So I was pretty happy with that. So I did finish this and I was able to wear it to Rhinebeck. And the thing we got the most compliments on are our t-shirts.
Oh yeah.
So mine says,
I'm wearing sweatpants as well because
the knitter.
And mine says the collector. Isn't it cute?
These were purchased from redbubble.com. If you type in knitting t-shirts, you will find a ton of knitting and crochet related t-shirts to buy. And we do that every year before Rhinebeck. We buy at least 1 each.
Mm-hmm. I'm wearing my Old Fashioned by Max the Knitter. It is a beautiful, very easy to wear cardigan. It does not have buttons. You've seen this before if you've been watching the podcast, but it's knit out of British Aran from Boutique Les Garçons, which are linked down below. This colorway is Raised Branches, which is really, really cool. And I wore this on Friday.
Saturday night you wore
Saturday night. I wore this a few times.
Twice, at least.
I think I wore this twice. Yeah. It's super easy to throw on. And we'll talk about the Gambiers when we get to Rhinebeck. Yeah, because we've got some pictures and things too. We'll try to hold them up and show it. But if you follow us on Instagram, I did post in our stories a little slideshow of some of our pictures that we took. And then there's also, if you go on our Instagram, I have where you can save those stories. What's it called? Highlights?
Yeah, we saved a highlight with a bunch of pictures from the weekend as well. So that's there. It's called Rhinebeck 2024.
Yeah. So tips for pictures in general. And this works really, really well for us, is that if you're going with a group of friends, create a shared album so that whoever takes pictures can upload those pictures to a shared album, and then everybody has access to it. Because we tend to just not take a lot of pictures, and you've heard us say this before. So it's nice for us, like, to be able to see those pictures.
Yeah.
We shared a few, but with the group, but we've got like over almost 200 pictures, I think, in our shared album. Thank you to our amazing group, which we'll talk about in a sec.
It's the best tip. And Michael, he did that when we were in Montreal.
And Flock.
Yeah, but the first time we heard about it was Montreal. He suggested it. I'm pretty sure.
Yep. And then also on Instagram to create the highlights. So when if people tag you in a story or something like that, which is really helpful for us, we're able to save that, repost it in a story and save that as a highlight so we can go back and look.
So, all right, Rhinebeck weekend.
Here
so
we go.
Started our weekend Thursday and we left here and we headed to Pick Up Every Stitch, which is in Mount Kisco, New York.
Yes.
And prior to actually going there, we went to lunch with pretty much everybody but one person in our house. So we had the Knitting Posse, Kim, Kate, and Laura. We had Michael from Piece for Piece Crafting Podcast.
Best house ever.
Then we also, Beth McDonald Stone, if you don't know her, she is a designer. She also has a YouTube channel, which is...
her name is under Beth McDonald Stone, but her podcast is called...
It's not Yarn Stories. That's Olivia.
No.
Hold on. I'm going to...
She lives in Bermuda.
I'm opening it up as we speak. It is just Beth McDonald Stone.
Yeah, but I think she has a...
No, it's literally just said Beth McDonald Stone.
I know that's her channel name.
So, and then Beth had her friend Priscilla with her.
Yeah.
And we had a very lovely lunch. And then we headed to Pick Up Every Stitch.
Yeah.
And Pick Up Every Stitch is such a fantastic store. The owners are Karen and Felicia. They have a fantastic staff. They hold an event called Road to Rhinebeck because they do not go since they are yarn store owners. They stay at the shop. So they had a trunk show with Camilla Fiber Co., who has some beautiful yarns. There was one I really, really loved. I didn't buy anything.
I know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And while we were there, we got to meet Cody, who we talked about during our last episode. We talked about we'll call it a movement for Socks for Sam. Sam is a student at the school that he teaches at who has vanishing white matter disease. So we talked about that. We actually just shared something in our stories today. We're going to be at Pick Up Every Stitch on November 17th.
Yeah, it's really exciting. So we're going to be partnering with Felicia and Karen of Pick Up Every Stitch, Cody, Socks for Sam. And we wanted to do like a really big or kind of nice event to help raise funds, raise awareness for this disease. And so what we're going to do is on November 17th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., we are going to be at Pick Up Every Stitch. We're suggesting a donation of $20 to come in, but really whatever you can afford would be great. 100% of the proceeds will go to that foundation supporting Socks for Sam. Kevin and I are going to be walking around, as well as Felicia and Karen and some of their staff, helping people, learn how to knit socks, doing a little sock workshop. And if you need help turning a heel, or you just want some company knitting socks, see what it's like. I'm going to bring some socks on 9-inch circulars if you are afraid to try those.
I'll bring Magic Loop.
Yep. And so we'll just kind of have a really awesome time. We're calling it a sock knitting clinic, which is really exciting. And then there'll be a silent auction. There'll be some treats. So if you're in the area or you'd like to support this movement, please join us there. Otherwise, socksforsam.org is listed down in the show notes below. You can click there, follow on Instagram to get all of the details. But here's a cute little picture of the information. Well, there's my face in the bottom. So it was really great to meet Cody.
Yeah.
And we've been listening to some of the recaps from some other podcasters, and it's been really incredible to see other people who are spreading the word and awareness about this and about Sam. So really the concept behind that is Sam likes to wear mismatched socks. So, the idea was if you have a single sock whip hanging around and you don't feel like doing that second one, you can donate it to Socks for Sam, and they're going to hold an auction and all of those things to do that. And then on a day, and I'm not sure exactly what day it's going to be, we're all going to be wearing mismatched socks in Sam's honor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think that's really, really cool.
Is that like March or April?
I think
something
so.
Like that.
Yeah, but it's super exciting. So follow along if you haven't already, and please join us. Like that would be really great.
And then Deb said, "Can I mail you a sock tube?" Absolutely.
Sure.
So I don't think in this one, but we do have our PO box listed in like our normal episodes, or just send us a message on Instagram and we can give that to you.
Yeah. Happy to do that. We're going to be donating
some
sock tubes with minis to the silent auction, which will be really exciting.
So, Keisha.
Hello, girl. So
what else? So while we were there, we got to see some of our friends. We got to see Jenny and Jill.
Oh my God, they are so sweet.
Lovely ladies.
This was given to me on Saturday, but she made...
Last year, she gave me these tubes.
Yes. And I knit with mine, I think, already.
Oh, you did.
I did. Yeah. They were like piggly wiggly things or something like that. I can't remember, but I remember there was like a pig on the label. It was really cute. So she made these like little sachets. Isn't a sachet like a dance move?
Yes.
Of lavender. It smells lovely. They're sweet.
We also
they made us cookies for the house.
I know, and we ate a lot of cookies.
We ate a lot of
food. We're just going to leave that there.
We did not go starving.
No, we sure did.
For those of you who worry about my hangriness.
Michael says not you saying dance terms. So while we were there, we also ran into Kim and Jonna.
Yeah.
From Knit Together with Kim and Jonna. I think I just said that wrong. We also ran into Kelly and Noelle from Knits and Pieces, and I believe it was Noelle was wearing a beautiful all over
colorwork
Marie Woolen colorwork sweater, and she made me jealous, and now I have to make one.
I saw a few of those over the weekend that we talked about in the house. I know we're all over the place, but we talked about in the house. Like, I think one of the questions that we were chatting about was like, what are your like wish lists or something like that?
No, it was kind of like so one of the great things about the weekend too is that you can't leave there without being inspired.
Mm-hmm.
So we had asked, what did you see that kind of you really want to like make? So mine was a cabled sweater and an all over colorwork sweater. Mm-hmm. There were just so many and they're so beautiful. So that is on my list of things that I really, really want to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I know I just saw that.
Do I have fuzz in my hair? What is that?
I think that's a gray. No, I'm just
I mean, I do. Yes, of course. I do have some gray.
So Christina asked if she missed the bet about how many kits. We haven't talked about kits.
We didn't. I think you'll all be surprised.
I think I agree. So let's see. So we did that. So those were the what we did there, right?
Yep. Beth McDonald Stone came with us again. It was really great. You probably have seen some of the pictures. If you don't, please follow Pick Up Every Stitch on Instagram. Their store is absolutely gorgeous. They have some really great selections of yarn. They had some really great brownies and like little quinoa salads and things like that. And so as we were leaving, I think it was Felicia gave us
each
a parting gift.
So I received a ball of the Scrumptious Pearl yarn. Yeah. This is an 80/20 superwash merino nylon. This is called Coffee Run. So it has some really beautiful brown, like a tan, beige, and some gray.
And I got one as well from Scrumptious Pearl Self-Striping Yarn. However, there's no name on it, so I don't really know what the colorway name is. But the yarn was great. We went to, with our house, we packed like
it's a retreat.
Yes, we certainly did. So we brought along our sock machine Triscuit, and we also brought along our handy cone winder from Joyce Knits and Sews, which is kind of like right up here. And it was absolutely so much fun.
This thing. We also brought a Swift and a yarn winder.
Ball winder, yeah.
Ball winder.
Yeah, we brought a drill.
Hi, Joyce.
Oh, look, she's there. Hi, perfect timing. So there was a video that I posted. It's super cool, and I'll show you the video in a second. The reason I'm talking about this now is because I actually finished my pair of socks by cranking a tube and cutting in the heels, toes, and cuffs. And it's absolutely, I think it's so beautiful. And when Felicia gave this to us, the colors kind of mirrored the colors that I had in the shawl that I made the last time. Guiding Light shawl.
Yep.
And the colors that Kevin got reminded her of like Kevin's colors that he uses in his favorite colors and stuff. Couldn't have been more thoughtful gift. So the way that this works is that you have your Swift, you put your yarn on the Swift, and then there's different size attachments that you can put here to for the size of the cone that you're going to use. And you put the yarn on and you just crank, and it slides up and down, and it winds the yarn on the cone, which makes it so easy and convenient. So I'll show you a quick video. But all weekends, I think we ended up doing, Michael, whoever is on from the house, I think we did, what was it, 20?
It was somewhere around like 20 to 21 tubes, because we didn't count the 3. It was something like, because we didn't count 3. All right, 20. Yours were kind of left out for a little bit, but then we added some of them in. So yeah, 20.
Okay. So here is the handy cone winder in action. If I can hit play. Can you play? Yeah. So you have your Swift with the yarn attached to the cone winder, and it's so easy. So I just sat there with my coffee. You can see the coffee in front of me, winding up the cone. Michael was king of cones. I believe, Michael, you coned up every single skein except for my 3.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael was definitely the
did we even count those last 2?
Yeah. Because it was 17 before you did the 3.
Oh.
So
anyway, so these were my socks that I finished. And surprisingly, they kind of match up.
Yeah. And then Maggie asked, in your opinion, is working off a cone instead of a cake better? Yes.
Yeah, I find it better because the tension is a lot looser when you're knitting on the sock machine. Sometimes what happens is if you're knitting from a cake, if you're pulling from the outside or even from the inside, sometimes the yarn can kind of get stuck and snagged a little bit, which is usually not a problem when we're hand knitting.
Right.
But if you're cranking and it kind of gets snagged, sometimes that tension can move the needles around a little bit, and you might have a drop stitch.
Right.
That's been my experience, but it's totally doable regardless.
So that was time at Pick Up Every Stitch.
Yeah.
Right. And then we went to the house. So we stayed in, I think it was Gallatin. So
which is not really is that a real town?
It is, but I think it's like a subdivision of Elizaville, if I'm not mistaken. And so we stayed in Gallatin in a really beautiful home, kind of in a little, driving up a dirt road. Michael kept calling it the Deliverance House. Totally was.
It totally was.
There was a ghost Look, guys, I know I said this 2 years ago, but there has got to be. So 3 nights while we were in this house, pretty close to midnight, in the room that Ray and I had, Ray's sleeping. And at midnight, the ceiling fan light goes on. The first night it happened twice within like 10 minutes. So probably a ghost, whatevs. So we got to the house, we unpacked, and then we had dinner reservations in Red Hook. So this restaurant was fantastic. So if you guys go next year or any, at all in the future, we went to Savona's and we had fantastic like pizzas and salads and drinks. So we would highly recommend that restaurant for y'all.
It was great. So Yona asked in the chat, where can I get a cone winder? This looks so nice. We have Joyce Knits and Sews linked down below. She's got 2 versions. I think right now she's got a manual version and an automatic version. I believe she's sold out of one of them, or at least she was last time I looked. But follow the link down below. Follow her on Instagram as well as the shop so that you can kind of see when she's got some updates.
Keisha, don't you dare.
What is she saying?
She said, do they have candles?
They do not have candles, guys. Okay. So we're so all over the place. If you know us, you know us. It's fine, right? So
we're a half an hour in and we are barely through day 1.
Okay. It's fine. We haven't got to any festivals yet. So poor Keisha, and I won't share all of the details, but had a run-in with some fire. Not her choice.
No,
at all.
So don't go to Terrapin. That's all we'll say.
That's it. Check out Pine Barren Knits podcast and the Skein Scoop podcast if you'd like some more information. But our hearts go out to you, Keisha.
Yes.
I know how traumatic that would have been.
Absolutely.
If I was there, it would have been a different story. Just saying. That's all.
No,
I'm gonna say because I like Keisha and I got her back.
Bye, Kim. Have fun in Iceland. Having dinner with people and Northern Lights and stuff.
Those Northern Light pictures were beautiful.
All right, so and I don't know if we got this before or after dinner, but one of the other members of our house is our friend Sue.
Yes.
She does not podcast.
No, but she does everything else under the goddamn sun.
She does, and she gave us all a house gift. So ours are all a little bit different. So this is what she made Ray and I.
Because she just dabbled in,
like
pottery. Basically. I was like, I'm just going to make a few of these.
What did I call her last year? Martha Stewart and MacGyver.
Oh, yeah.
Like
all
she's
mixed into one.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Martha MacGyver.
She just decides she was throwing some stuff on the wheel.
Oh, yeah. Just randomly. Let me play with the letters. I think I can get some really cool.
And like these are,
I know,
just gorgeous. These is for like our stitch markers and stuff.
So I'm bringing these to work. When I'm done, I'm gonna put my crocheted succulent in here.
Yeah,
I think that'll be really, really cute. Yeah, and this can sit on my desk for like paper clips or something.
Yeah, I absolutely adore these.
She's so good.
Yeah,
she makes the best yogurt. She does everything from friggin' scratch.
Yeah. We just have such a good house.
It really is. It's a good house.
Yeah. So that was and then,
do my eyes look sparkly today?
Every day they're sparkly.
Oh, thanks, princess. All right. So I think that was Thursday. We finished with dinner. We came back to the house.
Yeah. And had some drinks.
Yeah.
And probably had more food. I'm pretty confident we had more food.
We had a lot of food.
We did. So Friday, our agenda for Friday was we were going to 3 events. And I'm going to say this now that was too many.
Mm-hmm.
And that will not be happening again.
Right.
So we had Cake Palooza at 10. We had Untangled at 2. And then we had a Woolen Affair at 6. And so we got to Cake pretty easily. So Cake and Untangled are in Saugerties, and they're very close to each other, just a couple miles drive.
I think it's like 2 miles, maybe 2.5 miles, if that.
So we got to Cake and we parked on a street there. And I will say, I don't think the residents of Saugerties, especially in the Cake area, were very happy with the number of people in their town. because they did not like to follow traffic laws. And when people
That's true.
When people pressed the crosswalk and they went to cross the street, people didn't acknowledge that and just kept driving through the crosswalk as people were in it. So I
think the weather played a huge role that weekend. The weather was stunning. It was absolutely stunning. It was cool mornings, warmer afternoons, cool evenings. It was a super moon, so just beautiful weather.
More perfect weather.
Absolutely. It was absolutely gorgeous. And I think it just brought a lot of people out, especially like some of the locals and things.
Well, yeah, I mean, but for these two events,
yeah, you're right.
Those two events, there's a limited number of tickets.
Yeah.
So either way, we got there, and when you get to Cake is in a parking lot of the warehouse. I believe that Cake Wool Co. does their dyeing, and they don't have a physical shop, but this is their warehouse, and all of the vendors are in this parking lot. And when you get there, you stand across the street and there's a line to get in. And that also seemed to be something that local residents weren't too thrilled with, because it's a very tight road to begin with. And with people standing in line on one side of the street.
Because there was no sidewalks.
Right, no sidewalks. And for traffic, a two-way traffic, it made it a little bit difficult for drivers to get up and down the street.
It was a little anxiety provoking for me. Because like, we're excited people, I think, as knitters, and as the first event for the weekend, you're like, oh my God, there's so-and-so. Hi, how are you? Like, you're hugging, you're taking pictures. And then inevitably, like, you're stepping out of the line kind of in the middle of the road, take pictures and hug or whatever the case is. And meanwhile, there are cars coming. So like, I'm like watching people get out of the road. People wanted to come and say hello to us. We wanted to go say hello to other people. And it's just like, I just was so nervous, because then you make eye contact with the drivers and they did not look happy. So all I can think was, oh geez, hopefully they're not having a really bad day and they want to play pinballs or something,
So with that all being said, we get to Cake, and Cake, I think the reason we wanted to go to Cake is, number one, we've never been. And number two, there were a bunch of vendors,
amazing
friends who are vending that we've met over the years that we just wanted to see. So we got there and we ran into a bunch of people.
Right away, we ran into
Lori and Justine.
Yeah. Was that right away?
I think
no. I think we saw the Yarnia folks.
No,
first.
We ran into Lori and Justine. Lori is the owner of Skein Yarn Shop in East Greenwich, Rhode Island, and Justine and Lori have the podcast, the Skein Scoop podcast.
Lori may own the shop, but Justine is the boss.
Correct. We also that's where we ran into Jen, Angie, and...
They are such sweet people.
Stop. Jen, Angie, Annie. Thank you. I was like, I knew I was going to forget.
I feel like I didn't see...
Yeah.
Totally no, I know, but I feel like I didn't see Annie as much.
No, I actually saw her on somebody else's podcast while she was in line getting donuts.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Annie is one of my favorite people. They're all one of my favorite.
I know.
They're incredible people.
And yeah, so when we got in, one of the first people that we saw was, we stopped by Stephanie's booth of Asylum Fibers. And that's where leaving that booth is where we ran into the ladies of Yarnia. And that is Jen, Amanda, and Kathleen.
Jen says Annie was too busy buying stuff. She had the right idea.
Can we see her haul, please? Because that might make me feel better.
That's a personal question.
It could just be through like Instagram. So we saw them. We got to see Shayla of Black Pearl Magic. We got to see...
Bye, Trish.
Bye, Trish. Never found the donut. We never go for the donuts. That line, it always sounds too long.
Yeah. We're lucky enough that we have apple cider donuts like in our area, and
they're actually really
they're pretty good.
We also got to see Hope of Hope Made Yarn Co. and Keisha of Simply Vintage Designs, and together when their powers are combined,
they are Pine Barren Knits.
They're
lovely. They fight crime.
I'm trying to see who else we saw. Another vendor
in their La Poufs. That's their superhero outfit.
another vendor that we saw while we were there, and we saw her initially at the Voldemort of events last year.
So stupid. The event that shall not be named.
We saw
hello, Tracy Miller.
Oh, hi, Tracy Miller.
Welcome aboard.
We saw Robin's Promise, she's a beautiful
Oh my
dyer.
God, she has the best energy and the best smile. I wonder if I have a picture. Do we have the picture of us?
And
there's a person at our front door.
We also stopped by Tanny Casey Designs and Tuft Woolens. So my first purchase came from Tanny Casey. If you guys have been here before, you know I really enjoy her bags. I have one of her nice bucket totes. And so I picked up another one. This fabric spoke to me immediately, and the bag has a flat bottom.
Yeah.
And it has 2 pockets on the inside.
Pocketses? Oh, it's
over
so good.
here. I love her bags. The first time I got one was when we were at Maryland Sheep and Wool 2 years ago. And it's one of my go-tos. I think I have a blanket in that. I really enjoy this size and style. I like something that stands up on its own. I don't have to worry about it like collapsing on itself. And it just holds so much stuff.
Yeah.
So definitely love this.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. I also got a bag from Tanny Casey. Look how frigging cute this one is. Look at all the cute sheeps. He's my favorite with his little curly cute hair. Same thing. I've got some things in this one, but with the pockets, it's incredibly well made. They're absolutely beautiful. And it was our first time. I think it was my first time meeting her, like having a chance to chat with her. She was super busy.
She's very lovely, and yeah, she's just super nice, and she has fantastic fabrics. Really, really fantastic fabrics. So if you've never checked out Tanny Casey, check her out. I believe Michael's linked her, and she's also down below.
Yeah, let's take a pause to say thank you to Michael from Piece for Piece. He's one of our moderators. So even though we have all the links down below in our show notes, Michael's been graciously popping those links in there. We did learn from our last live, we forgot to click that button to have chat replay. And I kept referring to it. If you watch this back, you can see the chat. You can actually do that in this one because I remembered to click that button today.
Good job.
Thanks.
And then we made a group for a together purchase at...
We are a group. You and me. We're a group. We're a group of... we're just a group.
We are.
Let's keep it PG.
At Tuft Woolens, because who doesn't love Tuft Woolens? So we got some of their bombs.
Knitting Posse says Michael's fingers are on fire.
Cider donuts. Sandalwood and patchouli, which I'm actually...
stunning.
I'm surprised because I'm not a patchouli person.
I picked that one up.
And I don't mind that one so much.
I love it. That's why I got it.
This one is Mountain Lodge, and this is stunning.
Oh my, it's so clean. So fresh and so clean.
And then
I'm actually using this right now.
I got their cardamom lip balm, and that's delicious.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And then we picked up the grasshopper.
So we got another lip balm as well, which is downstairs. It's a vanilla bourbon.
Oh, that one's...
So how funny, right? So immediately I'm putting this on because it's kind of dry and starting to get like warm in the sun. So my lips felt like they were starting to get burned.
It was quite dry all weekend, to be honest.
Yeah. So I'm putting on this like vanilla bourbon, tastes delicious, wonderful. Then we start seeing people and like we're hugging them, taking pictures. And I'm like, I said to Kevin afterwards, I'm like, boy, I feel like I keep smelling alcohol on everybody. Like, are they drinking this early in the morning? And I'm thinking, and I did. And like, we started talking like, oh, wow, it's so early, blah, 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 blah. So then like, an hour goes by or half hour, whatever it is. And I go to put on some more of the chapstick and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm smelling my own friggin' bourbon vanilla chapstick, thinking that everybody that we're running into is just like everybody's day drinking.
Bunch of lushes at Rhinebeck.
I'm like, holy cow.
This guy.
I don't trust myself with alcohol and yarn.
And then we made one other purchase too, which I regret not buying the mug.
I do too.
I know it didn't fit your hand well, but there was a pottery or ceramics vendor called Golden Earth Designs.
Mm-hmm.
They have beautiful mugs, absolutely gorgeous. They're like knitting and quilting related, but they also had some other really fun things like a
the plant holder.
Yeah, which just had like the 3 stems in it. But we got a soup rest or
spoon rest.
Spoon, not soup,
but it's super cute.
It really is.
So this is what we got. I mean, it's so cute. So it'll sit next to our stove and we can put our spoons on it.
Yeah, because ours broke recently, so we needed a new one. Yeah. So that was cute.
But it's from Golden Earth. They have their little stamp on the bottom there. Their mugs are kind of like the speckly material on some of them with like beautiful like knit stitches and hearts and all sorts of things.
That is a purchase I regret.
Same. So if we see them again, I think we'll definitely need to get.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know where they're out of. If anybody knows, pop that down in the chat.
We have the link,
Oh, we'll just follow the link and see what happens.
And then the only other person we didn't make a purchase from, but it was really great to see again is Birdie Parker. We love her jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's what these rings are.
Oh, I don't have my ring on.
I have.
But she had her the necklaces with the crochet hook, fix-it tool, and
that was new, I think, for this
darning needle. They're stunning. They really are. And so we left there. I will say within an hour, we were like, oh, we're ready to go. We did stay pretty much our almost full 2 hours that you have. And on our way out, we ran into Max and Vincent from Lake Arson for the first time, and we saw them multiple times. So it was great
for the first time that weekend.
Excuse me. It's just
we've
great
seen
to
them
see.
naked. So I'm just kidding. We haven't.
Wow.
Kidding.
It's just always It's always great to see them.
So then what was really cool is they're out of Cambridge, New York. Look at Michael doing research and everything. Thank you, Michael. And what ended up happening? I got distracted.
I'm actually going to leave that whole bit alone because I could say
funny. We'll leave that for after dark. We've gotten a lot of comments about doing some more NATR after dark, and we really need to do.
I have mohair like all over.
Well, I can see it flying around.
Yeah. So we left.
Burn the sweater, and
we walked a bit, and we went to lunch down in downtown Saugerties.
We passed a perfect blend.
We took
yarn and tea shop. Yep. And we put that in we dropped a pin so that we can go back there. We didn't realize how close it was when we were walking by, remember?
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, this is exactly where it is. We had been there that one time.
You and I went last year.
Yeah.
But we didn't realize we were walking in that direction. So I believe it was Kate found a really nice lunch place. The funny thing was, and we've heard this a little bit about the town too, is the place that we went to, and I don't recall the name, got super busy.
It was just called like the restaurant or something.
I think you're right.
Right? It wasn't just, it was a simple.
Yeah, it was like called the something.
Yeah.
And it filled up really quickly. There was one waitress who was also a bartender and one like bus person. And then apparently other restaurants in that area kind of had that same experience where they weren't expecting this amount of people coming in that Friday for lunch, and they were not prepared for it. Some restaurants were turning people away, but we had a really nice lunch.
It was really good. It was kind of like it was Mexican.
Where did I put it?
Food. What you looking for?
The mini that we got from Meg.
I don't know.
And then on our way out, we ran into Meg from Megs and Co, who we've met a couple times. She was also at the Voldemort of events last year, and she gave us.
That's mine. I don't know where yours is.
Mine. I think I left mine downstairs.
You start keeping track.
She gave us some minis that she was just kind of passing
out. Look how cute!
Because she wasn't vending this year.
So this is Meg's Minis. It's 100% superwash merino, fingering weight, and the color is Autumn in New York. Isn't that stunning?
Yeah, and it just, it's nice to run into these people because the first time we found out about Meg was from Row One Minis. You did Riley's blanket, I think.
I did her blanket.
The corner to corner crochet, and Meg's Minis from the Row 1 minis.
Yep.
And then we've just seen her periodically over the years at some of these events. So it's just lovely to see her.
Is that Sarah talking Little Dynamite Knits?
Yes, that is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. My eyes got a little glassy. So that was really, that was nice to
see her.
You know what was also nice is like when we had lunch, the other customers, the majority of them were all like knitters. And at one point it was cute. Somebody, I forgot if it might have been Kate or Kim. I'm not sure. Looked over to the table next to us and was like, I love that we're all knitters. Like they're all looking up patterns on Ravelry.
It was
like
Kate.
You could see. Oh yeah.
It was Kate, because then we started talking to them, asking them about India Untangled and like what their experience was there. So we left lunch and we went to Perfect Blend, which was really, really busy.
It was so busy.
We didn't spend a lot of time there. Yeah. It is a beautiful shop, though. Mm-hmm. They had Emma's Yarn. They were having a trunk show there. They also had a trunk show.
Shoot, what was her name?
I took a pic. Did I take a picture of the yarn? Of another yarn dyer out of the UK. And then
she had that Masham.
She had a 75% BFL, 25% Masham base, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And we got to meet.
Which is basically what this is Masham. And wool Masham. I forgot what else.
And then we got to meet. So the store, and it's Terry and Mary, might be like owner and then a dyer, whole kit and caboodle. Crap.
All right. Knit and caboodle?
Knit and caboodle.
I don't know.
Good job.
That sounds really.
No, that sounds I think that's pretty close, right? So I bought a skein at a Perfect Blend when Ray and I went last year from the owner's sister, and we met her while we were there.
Yeah, it was nice. We saw Thea Coleman while we were there. We got a really cute picture of all of us there. She has a really good like system that works for her, kind of going back to what we said at the beginning of the podcast, that this weekend is really what you make of it. So she said that she doesn't do any events on the Friday. It's like she doesn't go to any of the events. She stopped by the store. They do some other things, go and knit, have some food, whatever. So I think like, again, it's really whatever you make of it. It was really nice.
Yeah. This is the picture we got with Thea of Ray, myself, Thea, and Kate.
Yeah. And do you have a question?
It looked really blurry. And
it did look very blurry.
My pictures have been looking quite blurry lately.
We're getting a lot of reflection.
So let's see. So after that, we went to India Untangled. India Untangled, guys. It was our first time, and I was quite impressed.
I was so impressed. Yeah.
It was, so they've expanded it this year. They used to have 2 like barns, and now they have a third one. And this is like an equestrian center.
Yeah.
Fantastic parking.
Yeah, it was super easy.
Fantastic parking. I just thought it was a beautiful venue. There was golf carts to take you in between the buildings if you wanted to.
But the weather was so good that it was nice to like walk and see everybody like sitting on the hills, like knitting, spending time. There was a lot of food. It was a great venue. What's wrong?
Oh, I'm just reading chats too.
Yeah.
Zach, you should totally come next year. Zach Stout.
Oh my God, totally.
So while we were at Indy, it was actually that again was, there were vendors that we really wanted to see and people we haven't seen in a while. So that's where the floodgates kind of started opening.
For you. No shame. Sorry. I promise. Right. No shame.
So our first purchase was from,
I'm going to add a little bit more coffee to my
Beautiful Sisters, who we were introduced to Beautiful Sister bags by our friend Michael.
Yes.
He loves their bags.
And so do we.
Michael and I, guys, we cannot.
Don't throw Michael under the bus.
He just said it. Honey, we are never allowed to shop together again.
Good.
Preach. Like, I'm
there for it.
We cannot. So my purchase from Beautiful Sisters was this bag. And first off, you guys know I love orange, but this is like a cityscape.
Yes, it looks like a cityscape. I was just going to say that. It's stunning.
Right? Just, I love the colors of this.
Yeah.
Another, you could throw over your arm. I use mine quite a bit like this. I'll tuck this in.
Yep.
As like a little bucket. And then I tie mine up. Mm-hmm. And then I'm good to go. How can you say no to that color?
Really, really great. And this was mine from Beautiful Sister, which I thought was perfect for me. It's got some of the scientific names of like the skeleton and the parts of the skull. Super cute. We had these picked out and then went to, oh my God, I forgot about this amazing sticker. And then they were just so freaking nice that they asked us to pick out a bag for you all to do as a giveaway. And so this is the one that we chose as part of our giveaway. So again, we're not going to do that today on our next podcast. Because I feel like it's going to get a little bit wild. So we'll do it on the next podcast. But it was just, they were so sweet. They also had some yarn there. I think Michael ended up getting some yarn from them, which was really nice, like a farmy yarn. I don't know all the details, but I was really, really excited about these bags and just so humbled that they would send us away with something for all of you too. So I thought that was really great.
And then
they're very well made.
Yeah, I love those.
What are these kind of bags called?
Heather, I believe. I think that's their Heather bag.
Okay. Really great.
And then
y'all, I'm kind of all over the place here.
All right. So then one of the next vendors we stopped at was Murky Depths. Again, you know what, Michael? I think a lot of this is your fault.
Yeah.
Who I was introduced to by Michael. And I really was.
Hillary. It's a Hillary bag.
Hillary bag. Thank you. So, and Murky Depths have started dyeing fiber. And as you guys know, I'm on my little spinning era. And
you wouldn't think so.
Really loved spinning Rambouillet recently. So I got this fiber from Murky Depths. This is called, it's me. This is called Dark Rambler. It's 4 ounces of Rambouillet. And I just love you know what it is? I love the dark blue gray. And Lori, just so you know, this is blue with a little bit of gray. And some muddy like greens and yellows in here. I think it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Tracy says, nice try, Kev.
And I can't wait to spin this.
But you definitely have, remember that colorway. You definitely have a train of thought.
I do.
Yeah.
And then
I'm going to sit back because I have nothing. Just kidding. I have nothing else.
Another vendor we stopped at, we met these lovely people at again, the Voldemort last year. Yeah. And Cesium Yarns was really, really kind last year. And they gave us a kit to give away, which we use in our Gifts for Folk thing that we ran after that event.
Gifts by Folk.
So when we stopped by this time, I was looking again at fiber. And this is a blend that I haven't heard of. It is Shiniko Top Finder.
Shakira.
So it's just really, really like spongy and soft. Yeah. So this is the colorway Fork in the Road. And this is all, from what I remember them saying, it is all U.S. breeds and dyed in the U.S. So I just loved it.
Yeah, it's really, really pretty.
Do you know what?
What?
What if, I don't know.
Here we go.
Could I do a combo spin maybe? Because there are some similar tones in these. Actually, that could be really pretty.
Who are you talking to?
Myself. Combo spin. Here I go.
Oh, we got it. Doso Knit says yes.
And so did Michael.
So as we're checking out, of course, I see a kit. Guess what? I didn't buy it because, again, they were so generous to offer this up to all of you as well. So this is going to be a giveaway for you all. It is a kit. It is called the Indie Untangled Festival Kit. I have this much regret. Take it off. It's much warm. Regret that I didn't get one for myself. It's a really cute cowl. It's a Fork in the Road kit, which is the colorway that you got.
How did we not know that?
I know. So it's the same colorway, Fork in the Road, Wanna Lift, Bear Left, Right Frog. It's for the supine cowl pattern from Casey Knits, and the buttons are from Twin Mountain Handcrafts. We don't have the links for those. I am so sorry. But I can show you a picture. So here's the kit. There's the colors. There's 4 colors in there. You get that main skein, Fork in the Road. And then I'm not sure which ones in what order these are, but it makes a beautiful cowl. Here's the cowl.
Here's the cowl.
Oh, perfect. I took a picture of their sample.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Do that then, please.
Yeah, with the buttons on. Oh, it's getting washed out because of our lighting.
I know.
Can I turn the can you show me again how to turn the
swipe down?
And look at me learning.
Look at you learning how.
Look at me learning. There, that's better.
Technology is an issue, y'all.
Yeah. So they had a bunch of different kinds of buttons and colors. Oh no, the colors were the same, but the buttons, I believe, were different. So I thought these nice wooden buttons would look really, really cute with those like earthy tones and like neutral tones there.
It is
right.
Supine.
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 Yeah. Thanks, Kev.
Yeah. So
that was really nice. We will be adding that to our for next week's or 2 weeks. We'll do a giveaway there.
All right. I think
we also
that's all the purchases we made there. I will say I'm actually really bummed about a purchase I didn't make. So another one of the reasons I really wanted to go to that is Jill Zielinski, who is known as Knitterella, also known as North Bay Fibers. We met her for the first time at Rhinebeck 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
And she does not live in the 3 or 4 years ago. That
was our first Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
And this was our 4th.
So 4 years ago.
4, yeah.
She doesn't live in the area, so we don't get to see her. And, Ray has knit with some of her yarn. I've knit her patterns before. And we were really, really excited to see her. So we did get to see her, chat, and give her a hug. But we didn't spend time in the booth.
I know.
And she has a base that is I'm actually going to pull it up because I think I'm going to buy it.
I think we should.
I don't
have any more.
It's an Aran weight base. And all of her yarn is sheared and spun and dyed in the US. She does all the dyeing now.
Yeah.
But it's not her sport. Oh, is it not on here? So I want to do the single malt sweater from Maxim Sear, and I've wanted to knit it for a while. I've just been waiting for the right yarn. And she has a base called Journey, which is 100% American Romney. And it looks like it would just be the perfect yarn for that sweater. So I think
I wish
I might make a purchase.
I think I was more I was just so excited to see her and hug her and talk to her that I didn't even have a chance to shop. So now that sounds great. She had this
the blue, the Hudson.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. And I had it in my hands just saying like, oh, this is a beautiful color. And then why did I put it back? What's wrong with me?
I know. The Hudson, she dyed a colorway called Hudson. It's just this beautiful. It actually is very similar to this blue. It's I mean, it's not the same one, but it's pretty close to this color. It was really, really beautiful.
Yeah, it really was.
And while we were there, we also stopped at the Red Stag Fiber booth where we got to say hi to Sharon of A Modern Skein and the owner of Red Stag, Josh.
Yeah. And
we got some stickers from them.
Can I just say that I really wish that the people that I was with would kind of like look out for each other, because I looked a damn mess.
Oh,
when this picture was taken. I don't know if I even have a copy of it.
No, it was on Instagram. You saw it on Insta.
Oh, guys, my like shirt's like all pulled up, my belt's hanging off. I'm wearing like my Crocs look extra dirty. Not my Crocs. My Birks look extra dirty. I just looked a hot mess. So, you know, when you're with your friends or your husbands and wives, look out for them. You know, if their shirt's all hanging up or their belt's wonky, just say, hey, your belt's wonky before you take a picture.
Yes. Okay. And then one of the highlights of the entire weekend, and we ran into this person, I believe it was for the first time at India Untangled, is we ran into Mari of a Colorado knitter and the group that she traveled with. This is her pin. And she is just a special human being.
She really is. She's one of my favorite people.
She is. She's like just a light.
Mm-hmm.
We met her. We got the opportunity to meet her at Flock in Seattle in August. So it was really nice to see her a second time. And
Michael says Mari is a queen.
And just get to know her a little bit more. Because, you know, we did the hellos and we chatted a little bit, but we ran into her quite a bit. And we got to talk to her and laugh and joke around throughout the weekend. And
I'll tell you, that girl can dress. And she was on point. With her
sweater game.
Ooh. And she had
her wardrobe
changes.
She she was lovely, as well as all the ladies in her group. It was so great to spend some time with them. So yeah, and then we left Indy at like 4:00. Actually, let's stop for a moment and
wait. I have another purchase from Indy.
What did you buy?
I sure do. Where are you, Christmas? Here it is. I got this. So Flies and Hellhounds, we are very fortunate to that she's local to us as well.
I think she lives in the next town over.
Yeah. And so the local events that we go to, we tend to see her often. So Connecticut Sheep and Wool, you know, the
Fiber Festival of New England.
Correct. Like she was actually, wasn't she in Seattle?
She was.
Yeah.
She was in Seattle.
Okay. So we are on the same kind of schedule. Anyway, it's not a kit. Ha ha ha. It is a mystery skein. I like the mystery of things. And my intention was to open this on the podcast. However, we did show and tell, and I think the wine ended up forcing me to open this up to show everybody else.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's really cute is, you know, you don't know what you are going to get. You don't know what the color is going to be. You don't know what the base is going to be. I believe I did know the weight of the yarn. I think I didn't. So
I don't think so.
What's fun about like something like this, and I'll tell you, oh my gosh,
sound it out.
From Seattle, it'll come to me. I bought a mystery thing and I had to open it there. Where the heck was that?
Oh, a thoughtful thread.
Oh, a thoughtful thread. Yes, thank you, Tyler.
We
he also had that. So what I like about this is because we all have so much yarn anyway, right? And like a single skein, sometimes I've been trying to avoid buying a single skein of yarn, but I feel like I can get behind buying a single skein of yarn when you don't know what it is and you just have that excitement, like, oh, I don't know, let's see, Happy Christmas. So maybe 2 cups of coffee during this is not a good idea.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry. Show us the yarn. Got it. So here's what it is. It's so right up my alley. It's called Mauve Toes or Mauve Toes, depending on where you're from. Mauve Toes from Plies and Hellhounds. It is a mystery superwash is all you get. So I have no idea. Just know that it's superwash. It looks sporty almost.
Well, I do have a wrap springe tool that
you
we could
do.
use.
We can certainly do that. It looks a little bit thicker than fingering weight yarn.
Yeah, for sure. It's probably on the Sport DK.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a sporty DK. But it's really, really cute. It says like mauve toes, but it almost looks like mushroomy. You know, like that mushroomy brown kind of.
It leans a little purple.
Okay.
And I would have to say,
hat,
based on the way it feels,
cowl?
That's probably a it's not merino. It's probably in
Corriedale. She does a really nice Corriedale base.
Corriedale or like a I would have to go there, but it is a really pretty colorway.
Yeah. So I like the mystery thing, and it's really, really cool. Her aesthetic is absolutely gorgeous as well. Her colors tend to lean a little bit more moody, and like darker, which I really, really love. And she's got a lot of neutral options as well. So that's Plies and Hellhounds.
Yes.
Thank you for linking that, Michael. I'm not sure if we have. Oh, perfect. Okay.
And then, so that was kind of that day.
Is that it from Indy?
Yeah. And then we left and we went back to the house.
The house?
Our house was about 45 minutes from Indy and whatchamacallit, and Cake.
Mm-hmm.
So we had tickets to go to a Woolen Affair, this is an event put on by Catherine of Brooklyn General Store in Brooklyn, New York. And this year was a little bit different, where it also had timed events for some vendors. I want to say, if I remember, there was like 6-ish, somewhere between 6 and 10, we'll say. But we went to the party, which was 6 to 9, and this had some food and drinks and music and a murder mystery game that you could play if you wanted to. So we got there about 6:30.
We had to be fashionably late, you know?
No, we were tired. We were tired. It was...
that's a long day.
It is a long day, and there's a lot of walking. There's, we're in the sun, and we're laughing and having a good time, and you're talking, and it just... By the end of the day, you're really, really tired, and...
Plus peopling.
Yeah, and true. Peopling, which we enjoy that part of it, but it does take an amount of energy from you.
You know why? Because we're up here the whole time.
And we go back to the house and
then you go down here, and it's harder to get back up here again the second time or third time or fourth time.
We were able to grab some memorabilia though.
Yeah.
We got some Woolen Affair t-shirts.
Yep.
This was their logo for the year.
Yep. And I think it actually was Jody from the Grocery Girls who lied to me. Because
Jody doesn't lie.
I thought so. We ran into Tracy and Jody for the first time this weekend. We were looking forward to seeing them again. We just hit it off. They're incredible people. I think our personalities mesh very, very well.
Yeah.
But they had a table. They had a table set up with the I was in paraphernalia, but that's not what I'm talking about. Memorabilia.
There should be paraphernalia.
There should be paraphernalia. And I feel like I saw Jody, like she was looking through the t-shirts or something, and she's like, all they have are 3XL, and they're out of everything else. I think it was her that said that. And I was like, oh damn, that kind of sucks, because I would have loved to have gotten a t-shirt this year. So I walk away from the thing. And I ended up talking to Catherine. Yeah, thank you. And I said, oh, I really wish that there was still some t-shirts left in my size. She's like, what size are you? I was like, well, large. She's like, we have a ton. What are you talking about? So we went back over there. Sure enough, they had about like 30 of them. So I don't know if maybe I just misunderstood Miss Jody, which probably is the case. But hopefully she didn't lie to me. Anyway, very, very cute.
No, Jody didn't get one, Tracy said.
Oh, she didn't?
No, she didn't see them. So maybe they just weren't on the table.
Oh, so maybe it wasn't Jody. Somebody else lied to me. Fine.
So while we were there too, and that's where we saw Sarah.
We did.
So
that was also by this booth.
Yeah, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Sarah, and you can correct me, I believe we met initially at Did we see each? I think.
Sorry, I slurped.
I feel like we saw each other in Seattle. I could be wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure we did too.
But we saw Sarah, who has a podcast as well. Her podcast is right. Oh my gosh, I know it's on here. Little Dynamite Knits. Thank you.
That's her.
Little Dynamite
also her
Knits.
name that she's chatting about there.
Oh, duh.
Yeah. I think she's on episode 7 or 8 right now. She also just got not to throw you under the bus or anything like that. Oh, okay. I won't share it. You have to watch her podcast. Watch her podcast.
So so we got to see her.
See what she got.
And then we hung out and we had some good food and some drinks. And Ray and Michael were very generous and put together a table for us in the tent that's there because they have chairs outside. They have a fire pit. And last year when we went, they had this big white tent with some heaters in it. And we hung out there. But this year, that's where the vendors were. So there weren't as many tables. So when we went out, all the tables were full. Michael and Ray spoke to somebody there, put together the table, and grabbed some wood benches from outside.
We were diesel
and brought it inside.
We were Bentley men. Okay, so the venue's beautiful. If you don't know and you haven't seen pictures, it's at Rose Hill Farms in Red Hook.
Yes. And apparently we thought we saw a comet.
Do you have the video?
We have been told that it was not a comet and it was a rocket that took off from Florida earlier that day.
It didn't look like a rocket. It looked like the comet.
It looked like a comet.
Yes, Michael, that's exactly what I was thinking. We're men in tights. Yes.
I've never seen that movie.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, it's funny. Okay.
So we hung out there. We
the food was great.
Food was
They
fantastic.
ran out of a few things by the time we ordered. But we were able to get burgers and fries. The burgers were on point, delicious.
Yeah, so we had kind of two tables really close to like when we got in there, Mari and her group were behind us, right? So the table that you guys put together was on the other side of that.
I did offer to connect the tables together so that we can have one big table, but I was voted off the island.
And the seven of us in our house all hung out. And it was very nice. Jody and Tracy sat down and hung out with us for a little bit, and we all just got to chat and knit, eat some food, and spend some time to kind of unwind from the day. And that's what we really enjoyed about it last year. So it was really great to do that again.
Yeah. Very relaxed environment. There were definitely 3 different like vibes if you wanted to kind of have that. So inside where the bar is, they had a lot of tables on the inside. That's where the band was. Definitely a little bit noisier and higher energy. That's where they also played the games. And then there were 3 fire pits, I think, 2 or 3 fire pits that were outside with some Adirondack chairs around it and things and benches. So if you wanted that kind of vibe, or what we chose was to sit under the tents and kind of have a quieter, knit, relax, eat, where you can kind of hear each other as we're getting older. I appreciate those types of vibes.
Seriously.
I don't want to go to a loud bar anymore.
No, me neither.
I want to hang out in my pajonkies.
Truth.
Yeah.
And that was kind of our Friday. And then
that was still all Friday, y'all. We were exhausted.
So if you all know, Saturday morning. It could have
been an alien spaceship.
It could have. Saturday morning, Ray, Michael, Kate, and I decided to get to Rhinebeck.
Kevin was on a mission.
Open. Yes, we were on a mission. I had a specific booth I wanted to stop at, and then we added a second one to that. So Ray, Michael, and I got there pretty on time, like just after 9 o'clock. The lines weren't too bad to get in. We barely waited. And the fairgrounds are still, I would say, until about 10:30 in the morning, the fairgrounds are pretty calm. After 10:30, it's like The Purge or Hunger Games or something sometimes.
For sure.
So the first place that we stopped, we split up.
We split up.
So,
right. Because we definitely had a plan. Kevin was very, very excited to go to Daedalus for his e-spinner, and he got it. It's stunning.
Here's Trixie.
Hello, Trixie.
This is the Starling by Daedalus. and I had 4 colors in mind. When we walked up, this color was displayed with a bunch of other ones, but my eye kept going to this one. And when I listed my colors, they're like, oh, that's this one here. So I grabbed it right away. As you can see, I've already started spinning.
You started that night.
I started that night.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's lovely. She's really good to spin on.
She's very quiet as well.
Very, very quiet. Nobody knew I was spinning on her, actually. And so this comes with the wheel. You do need to purchase, if you're buying from Daedalus for the first time, you do need to purchase the power controller separately. And I also bought an extension for this to go to that power control panel. It comes with 3 bobbins. And then everything else you kind of need to get started. So currently I'm spinning some Into the World, which I'll show in a little bit. But Michael got to use it for a little bit. And I can tell you already, I can see my spinning improve.
Look, it's all so consistent. And it's like thinner.
I'm spinning very thin.
Yeah.
It is a 10 out of 10. I think it's a beautiful wheel. And in a future podcast, I'll actually talk about both of them together because I don't want to say the Dreaming Robots one isn't a beautiful wheel.
Still.
They've actually upgraded it since I purchased. They're now on a 6.1. But this is really, really nice. I think this bobbin holds at least 12 ounces of fiber. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I think it's 12 ounces. So that was one of the determining factors in me getting the Starling as well. But I'm in love with this. It's so lightweight. It's not much larger than my electric eel wheel. So I just love it.
We have a question in the chat that asks, is it a big learning curve from your other one?
Not necessarily. There is a little bit of a difference in the way that you tension your wheel and the speed. So on the electric eel wheel, your speed is a dial and it goes from 1 to 5, I believe. I didn't go above a 2 on that one. Mind you, I don't know what I'm going to get all technical for a minute. I don't know what the RPMs are. So rotations per minute on the electric eel wheel. This one goes up to like 2,800 or something like that, or 2,200.
Oh, it's really windy all of a sudden.
I spin at 100% speed on this, and I don't feel like I'm losing control of it. Where on the electric eel, I didn't go above a 2.
Mm-hmm.
2 was really good for me. If I moved it up to a 3, it was too fast. So, and I do love the band that comes with this for the tension. This is a Kevlar rope. So I did buy another spool because somebody in this house thinks that they might want to learn how to spin some fiber.
He's talking about Skylar, not me.
So I'm going to replace my electric eel wheel tension band with this.
Thank you for doing that, setting me up for success.
This is beautiful. I've already asked
gorgeous.
to get a battery for Christmas.
I have to write that down. Let's see if Santa Claus is paying attention.
But yeah.
Santa,
and then while we split up, Michael and I went to Daedalus. And then
Kate and I went to Thread and Maple because at Vogue last year,
this year in January,
Kevin and I, we decided to splurge and we got the Thread and Maple needle binder, or the binder, right? Is that what it's called?
What's it called? We got their needle binder.
And we were able to get a couple of pages, and we've been really wanting to, because we have the interchangeable set from Chowgoo, we've really wanted to get the cord organizer page that Thread and Maple has. However, they've been out of it for a very, very long time. So Kate and I went to Thread and Maple first thing to see if they had anything. Plus Kevin wanted to get, which we'll show you in a second. And Kate and I went there, and Kevin and I both have the whiskey color.
Yeah.
And so I was able to get both of the chord pages, which is great. I can actually open so you can kind of see what I'm talking about.
I know. I can't wait to use it now.
Me neither. Now I can put it in my binder. So again, we kind of broke the bank this time at Rhinebeck, but
I really did. I broke the bank.
These were not.
No, I know that, cheaper. But I really, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I really broke the bank.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it smells so good. What's really cool about the pages from the thread and maple is that each page can come out and they all fold up like this. So you can just take the page that you want.
Hey, Gary.
Oh, hi, Gary. Wow, long time no see. So this is the cord organizer page. In here, you have a little pouch with like little baggies that you can put all the cords in into, and you can label them if you want to. But it keeps everything very, very organized so that you can, you can just keep them nice and organized next to the Chalgu needle set. You also have a little zipper there. So also, while we were there, Kevin wanted another, I forgot what this is called. Oh, On the Go. So you've seen these. We've shown these before. There's a pair of scissors in here and some stitch markers and some darning needles, and it's all magnetic, which is really, really great. It's a great way to kind of just toss in your bag or store someplace.
Yeah, like I brought one with me. I do love these.
Yeah.
So.
And then we also, I was
going to say, don't use that word.
I will say Kate had your back on this one because after we got you the little scissor set, I saw that they had the Notions page, which is really cool. You know, I love my Notions. And
it's a kit.
It's a kit.
It's
all
a
right.
Kit. It is a kit. So
who said that?
I did.
Is it a kit?
It is a kit.
Okay. What's this?
It's to clean. It may be to clean.
No, it sounds jiggly.
I don't know.
Get jiggy with it.
I did. It's a kit.
Na.
Actually, so we're going to count this as 2 because he bought one for me as well. So Ray bought 2 kits.
Wrong.
No. True.
Wow, you guys are you're all against me, I see. I don't know what's in here, and I can't open it.
Well, he's doing that. So it comes, with your measuring tape, some darning needles, scissors, a pen. You have a nice little pocket here to put some additional stuff in.
Maybe what's in this little pouch.
So
you just have to,
and it comes with another.
You just do you. Look, it comes with all these little light bulb stitch markers too.
Which we have about 500,000.
Now we have 500,000
and 60. And then it comes with a little zipper pouch as well.
Really? What does a zipper pouch do?
It zips, and it pouches, and you put stuff.
I tend to buy things and not pay attention to what I'm buying. But wow, isn't this amazing? Thank you, Sarah says, why is this a kit? I agree. This is so cute. Look at it. And you can like clean your thing.
I think it's a kit.
I don't know. Do they call it a kit? Look at it.
All right.
Oh, I'm loving it.
We'll have to, it's a debate.
Okay. Anywho, that's the Notions pouch. Look, it folds up again. Easy peasy. Beautiful. Breezy.
After we left there, we got together. The 4 of us came back together. And then Michael and I wanted to go to Dreaming Robots. Michael actually told me about this, and I'm glad that he did, now that I'm a spinner. And we purchased the yarn counter. So this will tell you how many yards you have in your skein after you're done spinning. And what's really cool about this is you can, once you're done spinning and you've washed and dried it, you can then check your wraps per inch. And again, notice how before every purchase, I'm going to say Michael.
Me once again.
And if you find out what your wraps per inch is for that skein, it gives you a more accurate count or measurement of your yardage. So this was really cool. I'm glad that we were able to purchase this. It also came with a little wraps per inch card in here. And these are like, I believe his name is Maurice. He does a really good job with these. I watched his video recently just talking about like development of future products. It's really cool what people do with 3D printing.
It really is technology. Yeah.
Is that all your purchases?
No. From when? Saturday?
In general?
No, I have more purchases.
All right.
But that's all I got from Saturday. So carry on. I'm going to actually use the little boy's room.
I don't know what else I bought Saturday.
Everything.
Oh, I do. Okay. So another one of the places Michael and I wanted to stop by was Into the World. I've knit with their yarn before. I've spun their fiber, and it's fantastic. And this year they were doing a show colorway for the first time. So we went to Into the World. And I purchased another braid of the hollow, which I just finished spinning. And I love, so I wanted to get a second one. I'm going to spin this one, and I'll use those two in a project, probably an Andrea Mowry project. So this is 70% merino, 15% yak, and 15% silk. It's stunning, and it was probably my favorite spin so far. And this I bought, this is 100% BFL. It's called Bounty Hunter's Picnic. So you can see, again, with me in these beiges and greens and grays. And after I had this in my hand, Ray asked if I would spin this for him. So this will be spun, and I'll give this to Ray.
Isn't that gorgeous? Like, it's right up my alley. This is my favorite part right here. This end. Those two together.
And
super
then
cute. And
I got...
Oh, cider donut. I picked this one out.
Oh. And then this is what I got that I'm currently spinning, is I got these... It's called their odds and ends. So they're all these little bits of yarn in the bag. You don't know what you're getting. It could include yak, superwash fibers, llama, silk, nylon. So you have no idea. I've already started one, and this is the color I'm currently spinning, or my next color to spin. I had split this little bit in half, so I've already spun it, but you know, it just gives me a different way to play with different colors. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm still going to do a 2-ply because I only have 3 bobbins right now. And I'm going to knit or spin 1.5 of these bags. And then I'll spin the other 1.5 and ply them together.
When are you going to do mine? Great.
I don't know.
Moving on. Just want to say again, shout out to Tuft Cider Donut. It's phenomenal. Holy cow. So to answer, somebody had asked about my shirt. We got our shirts from Redbubble. If you
and Michael just
never mind, Michael just linked it. But if you go to Redbubble and you type in knitting t-shirts, there's a bunch of them that pop up. Really great. We try to get one every year.
So I'm not going to do this by day anymore because I don't know.
Okay, so we're going to combine everything together. Saturday, we'll just talk about it from there, because Saturday is where most of the meetups happen on the hill. Okay. So we ended up, we planned our meetup kind of like roughly from like 11 to 1. In retrospect, was probably a little bit too early because here's what happened. So what happened was we ran into a bunch of people on Saturday, and we love Saturdays for the peopling, being able to just socialize and hug everybody. Some of you gave us some amazing like little gifts and thoughtful things that reminded us of you, shared your love, passed out stickers and stitch markers and all of those amazing things. We went to the hill about, I think by the time we got there, it was about 11:30 or so. We stayed on the hill until about 1-ish. And then again, Rhinebeck tip, do some tailgating with some friends at Rhinebeck. Unless you love the festival fair food, which it's delicious. Fair food is absolutely delicious. But when there's 30,000 people, here, which there were a lot.
There were about
Saturday.
20. So I overheard there were about 20,000 people went through the gates of Rhinebeck on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Who gives the best hugs? I will tell you right now, Denise, from Earth Tones Girl. She gives the absolute best hugs, and I couldn't figure out why. Like, number one, she's the most amazing person. She is just, her heart is so big, and she envelops you in her heart. But somebody mentioned that Denise isn't the first person to let go from the hug. She hugs you until you let go.
And she's another one of those amazing human beings who's just a light. You know, she has such a, I said this afterwards when we walked away, I think on Saturday, she has such a calming presence and a calming voice that you can't walk away without feeling better. If you're having a rough day, if you walked up to her, you would walk away and like your anxiety would decrease dramatically.
Yeah. We actually said that this was on Sunday. We met her again. We ran into her a bunch of times, but Sunday we were walking to, forgot where, we were in the food court section. Maybe we were just walking in, and she was just so happy and lovely. She came with, oh my God, we just watched her podcast, her Rhinebeck recap, who Denise came in with. Shoot, dark hair, really pretty.
You mean who was Lee?
Yeah, she had to take her to the airport. They drove in together.
Her name is Julia.
Yeah,
and
Julia.
I think I forgot to put that down here.
Oh, bummer. She was lovely as well, and her recap was really good. But anyway, we all had that same conversation, you, me, and Michael, when we walked away from Denise, just saying like
twin stitches.
Yes, perfect. Thank you very much, Gina. That we just walked away, wanted to like, we want to bring her. If we're having a bad day, we want her with us.
Yeah, she's just a phenomenal.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about our community as a whole is I think there's so many good people that are in this community. So many good people that we've met that you walk away from all these experiences feeling incredibly fulfilled.
Yes.
So we could continue to go on and on with the number of people we ran into and that we spoke to. And so many of them are literally listed below.
Yeah,
definitely.
And we have tagged like photos and slideshows and all of those things. So anyway, back to, I think I have a picture of us tailgating, and
yeah, so we stayed on the hill to one. We went to the car to tailgate, where on the way out, this was actually really funny, is I don't know if it was on the way there or yeah, it was, because we still had our sweaters on and we took our sweaters off at lunch.
Yeah.
So on the way there, we ran into Jen and Corinna.
Yes.
Right? Who I had just watched their podcast for the first time like 3 days before going to Rhinebeck. It's called Knitting Up North with Jen and Karina. And so they were like, oh, hey, can we grab a picture? I was like, oh, hey, I literally just watched you guys like 2 days ago. So it was really cool to run into them because I had just watched it and heard about their Rhinebeck plans. So that was really cool. And I think they were coming in from maybe like Minnesota.
Oh.
And that's another person we met, Corey.
Corey.
If you guys know, Corey Eichelberger, I Rock Knits, and Matt, who is Multicraft Guy on Instagram. If you don't know Corey, she's a fantastic person. She is a teacher,
designer,
and a designer.
She's got a lovely podcast. These are some of her designs here.
And what was really cool is prior to running into them, we ran into some of the members of the Wisconsin Knitting Guild who were all wearing, it was 40 ladies, I think, who took a bus from Wisconsin to New York. And they all knit one of Corey's designs. If I'm not mistaken,
it was the sweater.
I don't think that either of the sweaters are on here. Oh, no, it is. It's called Pretty Boxes.
Is it Pretty Boxes? Yeah.
So they knit her sweater called Pretty Boxes. You could see them on Saturday. And it was really fun. We saw Corey and Matt for the first time 2 or 3 years ago. And they're just really lovely people. Like, again, just super nice to catch up with people that you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
So we had lunch at the car, and then we went back to Rhinebeck, made some purchases, and somehow we got back to the hill. Oh, there you, yes.
It's a beautiful sweater.
It is. We went back to the hill to see our friend Olivia, and we were on the hill for about another hour and a half-ish.
And that's where I think, like, because all the other meetups are happening at the time, and then we're seeing people that we hadn't seen because we were going so early. So I think next time we'll probably shoot for, maybe a 2:00 kind of thing on the hill, or 1:30, something along those lines, just so we can kind of see everybody at one time. Because going to the hill twice
is a lot.
Yeah. So I think, maybe we'll do that next time.
And then all right. So that was pretty much our Saturday.
Well, on Saturday, we ran into, I think her name's Susan. She had some gifts for us.
This one?
Yeah. And I think there was a picture of you, me, Michael, and her, which is really cute. So again, you guys are so incredible to, think of us. We never expect anything or want anything, but sometimes
after the Andrea meetup. Yes, Michael.
Yeah, after the Andrea meetup. That is just a little bit too much. That's a lot of people in one spot. I'm gonna see if I can find the picture, but Kevin can show. She made us these bags. Aren't they adorable?
And it has our logo. It says Rhinebeck 2024 on it. Oops. The sheeps are super cute.
The sheeps.
Nice little zipper. Fun little inside fabric. Does this remind me of Beetlejuice?
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Right?
It actually reminds me of your old bathroom.
Yeah, the one in Home Street?
Yeah. You can never... Oh, guys. Okay. Can we go back for a minute? Remember when I was talking to you about what a mess I looked like when we met with
Sharon and Josh?
Sharon? Yeah. I think this is just...
Sharon.
So multiple pictures then I looked like this and nobody said anything.
Where, can I see again?
Yeah, I look like a bum.
I think you just needed to pull your pants up.
Look at me. Gosh. Thank God I have a stellar personality.
Well, so we received this, and then we also got...
I can't find the picture.
This was cute. I don't remember her name, but on the hill, if you guys remember, so Ray's knitting his litmus cowl, and he used one of the recent skeins from Woolen Affair. And I was like, oh my God, I love that color. Somebody that we met on the hill was super sweet and just finished socks with this is the October 2023 colorway called our seasonal... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, our seasonal offering, house-made butternut squash ravioli with a brown butter and sage cream sauce.
It's such a good color.
And she brought me the leftovers so that I could make a pair of shorties for myself because I love the color so much.
Shorty swing my way.
Don't say short swing my way.
Sure look good.
So that was really, really sweet. And thank you very much because I get... Hello, Joanne. Thank you.
Oh, how amazing.
Yes. So I was so excited.
Thank you so much
to get this. I'm going to make some shorty socks because I do love them.
Some of the other things that we got from you all, wonderful people, are and we got a card with this one, so we won't read that one. Obviously.
This was, I believe, from Yelena.
But cute little keychain kind of situation with this cute little heart puzzle pieces, and look, they fit together for me and Kevin.
Oh my gosh, we're so cute.
We're so cute. Our hearts are in sync.
Oh my gosh.
And it's only half a heart when you're not near me.
You know what? You are being extra.
She also gave us some chocolate Cuban cigars, which I tried to open, not gonna lie, in the car, and then I got frustrated because I couldn't open the package. And so I didn't fully open it. Like even now, like I really want some of this.
No, Can you have some after we're done?
See, this is why I don't get a chance to do anything fun. Wah, wah, wah.
Well, no, I don't want us to really be an extended
right.
edition.
Okay, but we're doing really well. It's only an hour and 39 minutes.
And
we're almost...
I haven't even shown half of what I bought.
We also ran into... I'm just going to say. We also ran into Yarn Cafe Creations and Dragon Horde Yarn, Kristen, and...
I forgot our mother's name.
Shucks. Me too.
Know,
but super cute. Like they had these little pins that they were giving away, and you can put your real name and then your Instagram handle. Because at these events, you know, when you introduce yourself and you're like, oh yeah, hi, I'm Ray. And they're like, oh, hi, Ray. And you're like, no, Ray J Knits on Instagram. Oh my gosh, I know exactly who you are. Right? Like we know each other from our socials. So I thought that was really cute. We got to wear these little pins to identify ourselves.
Yeah. And I guess Ravelry used to do this, but they don't. And I don't know. So Tristan wanted to bring that back.
Yeah, which I thought was really great. So also Hope and Keisha, I believe this was Saturday.
Yeah.
Keisha they're both stunning individuals, amazing humans. And we mentioned that Keisha is Simply Vintage Design. She designs these beautiful jewelry pieces and combines her photography with her jewelry making. If you see any pictures, usually I wear my necklace that I had gotten with the beautiful picture. I believe it was a tree, to be honest. And it's just stunning. So she also had these really great Christmas ornaments. They're both from New Jersey. So she made these Christmas ornaments and gifted them to us. I love that they're different. And some stitch markers
and a progress keeper.
Yeah.
Which these are, again, they're pictures that she takes.
Yeah.
That she shrinks down and makes into jewelry and stitch markers and progress keeper. So it's really, really cool.
It's really stunning.
I love the images because they're not a lot of them, but some of them are fall. And I love that like stick season-y look.
I wish that like you could see, it's not going to focus, unfortunately, but Michael just dropped the link in our in the chat. So check out Simply Vintage Designs. She's on Etsy. And you can take a look at some of the things that she has. One of the great things about Hope and Keisha as well is that they're very active in like the shopping community. They do a lot of trunk shows and different shows. They're very active in that. So you can go on to, and usually they're a pair. So one doesn't go without the other. Sounds like us, yeah?
No, so much.
And so
you do that quite
doesn't
often.
that smell delicious?
The cider donut. Yeah.
I'm getting a little warm.
So let's see what else. That was
all right. I think that was pretty much our Saturday.
So Sunday, I don't know. Again, I don't know what else I bought. So I'm going to go through the last of my purchases, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
All right. So I also bought some more fiber from Cedarbrook Farm. Mm-hmm. This is a nice 8-ounce bag of oranges and blues and yellows. And
it's
grays.
Really pretty. It's like soft and delicate.
So this bag is 8 ounces of fiber. So that's roughly 2 skeins, right? And the bag's $25. So that's not bad. I mean, granted, I got to spin it, but I think this could be really, really fun. This may be like an impromptu spin along with some friends. And then I was walking.
I'm not included
in one of these small barns. Oh, it is BFL. Thank you, Michael. And
how would Michael know?
I got this big old 1 pound thing of fiber, a pound, and this was only $40.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, I got things from there too.
So this is from Spinner's Hill. No, that's not where you got those from.
This is not where I got this from. No. Don't pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
So this is their hand-dyed crazy balls, and it has Corriedale thin and a Rambouillet cross sheep.
Ooh.
Like, look. The
colors are great. Skylar's flying around downstairs. You hear him fluttering.
Oh, Carla, 2 bags. See, if I knew that, I would have bought 2 bags.
She said, ask me how I know.
I know. So I thought this will be really, really fun to spin up.
Mm-hmm.
And then my last fiber purchase.
We're ready on your last fiber purchase?
Yes. Is.
What?
Hello, Sharon.
Oh, hi, Sharon. We were just talking about you guys.
I know. So I was enabled by somebody who I'd mentioned that I was like looking for some fiber that was kind of like a gradient. And then there just happened to be a booth there that
just happened to be there.
Like sells yarn fiber in a gradient. And this came from the fold out cat. And this is a sweater's quantity. So there's 5 braids in here. And I'm going to spin this into a sweater.
Mm-hmm. I think it's great. You know what I also think is really funny? Who sold you that?
I'm not saying anybody's name because I don't want them to I don't want to point fingers.
It wasn't Michael.
This is going to be fun to spin. This is...
Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh. Okay, so I was like, ooh.
We're definitely getting older. Do we need some readers?
So it's 5 4-ounce braids, and this is Rambouillet.
Great.
So this is going to be fun to attempt to spin a sweater.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fade.
It is a fade. Good job. I got talked into some fiber as well. However, not fiber to spin, but maybe fiber to felt. And they had these little, I don't know what they're called, pull-outs, bumps, I don't know, fiber for $1. Each one of these was like $1. So I chose a few of them, different colors. I felt like I could use these in some of my needle felting.
Yeah.
That's actually what they were there for. They also was a great, they had a carder, is that what it's called?
A drum carder.
A drum carder.
Where they can make bats for you.
Yeah. So you could also choose different colors and they'll blend them together for you. So it's like a blending board.
Correct. No,
I don't think it was a drum carder.
No, it's a drum carder.
Okay.
A blending board does something very similar, but it's a board and not a carder.
Oh, okay. So this was a drum carder, but I'm pretty sure it was a board because it was straight. But it's okay. And it was so I got these for $1.
All right. So while we're talking about fiber, I'm going to show another FO. And this is fun because this was started Thursday night in Rhinebeck and it was finished Sunday night in Rhinebeck. It was knit on by myself mainly. Ray knit on it some, Michael knit on it some, and Jody knit on it some. And this is out of some hand spun that I showed a couple weeks ago. But look what
it's so good. Kevin,
guys, look at this.
That's got like love in every stitch.
So this is the Lyle cap, which you guys know is one of my favorite hat patterns. It is a DK hat. Super simple to follow. Mm-hmm. This is yarn. If I'm not mistaken, this is yarn I got from, or fiber I got from Shirsty Cat. And it's Polworth. And like, oh my gosh, guys, it's so good.
I know.
I love
how amazing that you spun that and knit that.
Spun it, knit it. I have great memories. It's I know who knit on it, when it was started, when it was finished. It fits incredibly well. What it really taught me about hand spun is you don't have to be concerned about your thick and thin spots because you're never going to notice it in something like this, you know? Mm-hmm. It didn't matter. And it's just, this will be my new favorite hat. I will wear this thing like crazy.
Those hats typically fit you so perfectly anyway. But just it's number one, it's stunning. The colors are fantastic. But to know like the memories and everything that went into it, like that just brings it up a whole nother level.
And I still have a decent amount left.
Yeah.
I have a good amount of this left. So we'll go into another project, but this was...
You could do a jockstrap.
You know what, Raymond? You
one of the really cool things about, you know, seeing people multiple days is that you have a conversation one day and then the next day it's like kind of a follow-up to that.
Right.
So now that Sharon popped on, it reminded me. So they were talking when we ran into them on Friday at Indy. They were talking, they have this so Josh has the logo or for his Red Stag Fibers. Reginald is the name of the deer, and it's usually in some really cool, they design it in some really cool ways. And they were telling us about like, just wait till you see the stickers of him like next time. So they gave us one of the stickers the next day that we saw them, as well as a beautiful skein of yarn that we were looking at while we were at Indy Untangled. So here's the sticker first. This is Reginald.
The sticker's so good.
It's so friggin' good. Reginald III, 7th Duke of Kitchener.
I love it.
With his little glasses and pipe and smoking jacket and everything like that. Hysterical.
And Reginald, I've never seen, so we've seen them then twice now, but Reginald is always at DFW.
Yeah.
Because they are from Texas. So Reginald is at the booth in Texas.
And then they gave us, I'll show mine first because yours is already up. They gave us some of their skeins of their special colorway, which is Autumn in New York. It's absolutely freaking stunning.
Yeah, I love the greens and oranges.
Yeah,
it really captures the trees.
Stitch marker. It really does. This is exactly kind of what Rhinebeck looked like. To be honest, the foliage was amazing. So, and
then
we tubed that guy right up,
cranked it up into a tube. So I have a tube that I can make some socks with. Michael also has his tube cranked up, and I think
that would be beautiful with like a red or orange contrast or coordinating color.
I would go orange, for sure if I could,
or even green, like a deeper green.
Yeah, I actually have an orange in mind for this. Yeah. So this will be turned into some socks.
Yeah, and then isn't it stunning? So Red Stag Fibers. This is their cottage sock. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards. Really good yardage there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful color too.
Yeah.
And then we also went to, because Michael had not been in here before, there's the big barns at Rhinebeck, A, B, C, D, and I think E. On the other side,
is usually the books, I think, right?
Right. Yeah. E's the books. On the other side is their like food barn. So it's a lot of local snacks, like candy, jerky, candle makers. I don't know if I saw any ceramics. I could be wrong. But one of the booths that we stopped at was called Loose Leaf Tea Co.
Yeah.
And really cool. I picked up this little variety pack, and it has 5 different types of tea inside. And it comes with...
The packaging is really neat, like where the tea is stored inside. It's like these little vials.
Yeah, it's almost like little test tubes.
Yeah.
This is the... Like, look at this.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful display, right? And you get to try their tea. It comes with the things to put the tea in.
The infusers, like tea bags, kind of.
Yeah. So you get about 15 of these in it. So I'm really, really excited because I do like an afternoon tea. And there's some green tea in here, some black tea, white tea. Has directions on how long you should steep it for. So this is definitely linked down below too. I think if you have a tea lover in your life, this would be a fun gift for them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That would be a fun gift.
They had 2 sets. They had that one, which was like the regular sample set. And then they had a decaffeinated sample set. Because if you didn't want to have caffeine or whatnot.
You're up. I think I only have one more thing.
So Saturday I didn't really purchase anything else on Saturday. However, we had the chance to run into Chin, who's a designer. He usually hangs out he usually helps out in, what's the name of the booth that he hangs out in?
Neighborhood
Fiber Co. And he's a designer. He also just launched a beautiful sweater vest pattern. I think it's called Oak Grove. It's the Oak Grove sweater vest. And we were really excited that was the first time that we wore like coordinating matching knitwear for Rhinebeck, and you usually see a lot of that. And so this year when we wore, it's really pretty. Michael's gonna dropped a link there, so if you it's got some like lace detail in there. It's just like knits and yarn overs, which is really nice. So we thought that this year was very successful with our gambiers, and we wanted to do another matching motif for next year as well. And we thought, like, well, why not a sweater vest? I think the weather played a big part in it.
Correct.
And Chin is such a really nice guy. And we thought, oh, great, let's do this. So we chose that pattern, and then we were on the lookout for some DK. It's a DK weight pattern.
Yes.
For some DK weight yarn while we were shopping there. And I believe we picked it up on Sunday.
We did. It was our last purchase.
Yeah. So we can kind of show that now.
Yeah.
Since I saw that you had it out. So we got these from Utopia, and they had cute little sacks there as well. So Kevin chose, we thought, three of us, actually all seven of us are going to be doing something similar. The gentlemen of the group, myself, Michael, and Kevin, are going to be knitting the Oak Grove sweater vest, which we just saw, in various shades of like greens.
Yes.
So this is my color. This is called Dragon Scales. So it's more like a tealy bluish green.
Yeah.
Which I think is great.
And this is called Moss, which is a beautiful, I am in love with this green.
And then Michael chose another green as well, like a deeper, darker green, which I think is going to be really beautiful. I believe it was dark green, right?
It's in between these two.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we thought the three colors actually coordinated well together anyway.
They do. And this is on their sustainable base.
Mm-hmm.
It's 100% Midwest fine wools, including Targhee, Rambouillet, Merino, and CVM.
Yeah. Really interesting base. It feels really great. And good night. Switzerland. Wow.
Oh,
yeah. So really, really excited. I really want to cast this on like today, to be honest, but I won't, because I have a lot of homework to do, so I won't be able to do that. My knitting time is going to change. I don't like it. So we each got 4 skeins of that, which should be enough for us to complete this sweater vest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that was a big purchase. That was the only quote unquote sweaters quantity that, besides your fiber, that we got that weekend.
Yeah.
Have you all noticed any kits that I got?
Well, no.
Just throwing it out there. So also on Sunday we ended up going. We didn't get there until about 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
We took our time in the morning. Sundays are always our favorite day for shopping. I feel like they're 2 different events.
They are. The energy level is different on both days.
Yeah. And so Sunday is much less traveled. There usually aren't any major events on Sundays, and you can really get around the barns, because Saturday there were a couple of moments when we were in the barns that I couldn't do. I couldn't move. I feel like I need an escape route. I had some anxiety issues. So Sunday we kind of planned out. We knew we wanted to see some people. And that was a weird text message.
I know.
And one of the places that I wanted to go to was White Birch. White Birch is a self-striping yarn dyer. And you know how much we love our woolens and nosh, but I've seen some really cool colors from White Birch, and I wanted to give them a try. So we headed over to their booth, and I was able to pick up 2 skeins of sock yarn, and I wanted something a little bit different. So I love these so much that I tubed them up immediately, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or Monday morning. I might have done it Monday morning before we left.
I don't know. No, I thought when we got back Sunday, because Sunday we had a really chill night at the house.
We did. I think I did it Monday, though, to be honest with you.
Maybe.
After we did a show and tell. It doesn't matter. So we tubed them up. So here is one of the colors, which I thought was a really cool take on self-striping, like rainbow, where you have the rainbow colors in the actual quote unquote like stripes. And that is called
Polar Rainbow.
Polar Rainbow.
And Michael said you did it
Monday. Okay. I thought so. And then after I did it, we packed up all of the things. So Polar Rainbow is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, about 400 yards fingering weight. And then I did a tube of that. And then I saw this yarn, which I had never seen self-striping tweed yarn before.
Yeah.
So this is 85% superwash merino and 15% Donegal Neps. So for sock yarn, I'm going to make sure that I use for my heels especially some yarn with nylon in it, because that's
true.
This way it'll have some strength. But I thought it was really cool. And this is called Air, AIR. But you see the tweedy bits in there? It just seemed really neat to me because I'd never seen, I don't know if I've ever seen like self-striping with tweed.
Yeah, I don't know that I have either.
Right?
It is a really pretty color.
It's pretty. It's really, really pretty. And, it's 3 colors. So it's not a lot, but the way that she dyed them.
Yeah.
I think she did a great job with that. It's very interesting. She was very nice to speak with. I wish I knew what her name was.
We'll see her next weekend.
Yeah, she's
a beautiful dyer.
Beautiful dyer. So I was like, oh, that's so unique. So I bought those 2 skeins from White Birch, and I'll be turning these into socks. They are very socks, nice. But I'll be finishing them. Yeah. So that's what I got there, which was really exciting. And I think I only have one more.
You should have your.
Yeah, that's my last one.
Okay. I don't have anything else.
You don't?
No.
Okay, then it's all me. All right. So for all you kit people, here's the kit count. So we are unsure if the thread and maple counts as a kit.
It won't count as a kit. Okay. I think it should, because it's a kit of tools.
So, my kit count is 2. So if you chose 2, you win. And both of my kits are from Going Gnome. I couldn't wait to go and see them. We saw them on Saturday. I went to their booth. They were very busy. So I saw a really, really cute. 2 kits. I did buy a third one, just so you know, today. So that doesn't really count. But
that's because they didn't have it when you got
there. They didn't have
it. So you would have bought 3.
I would have, yeah. So I thought we saw this one. This is a limited edition Gnome of the Year. Actually, I think I have this one. Do I?
I don't know, because you put them all in a bin.
I did. Anyway, it's really cute. It's a like Christmas tree gnome.
I don't remember seeing that. I don't know.
I
don't think so.
Okay. So here we are. Gnome of the Year I thought was really, really cute. And then there was it's called Kris Kringle, which is a traditional Jolly Santa Claus in the traditional red suit, white beard. So I wanted to get that. However, they didn't have it. So I did order it today. Then I thought, and I should have they're downstairs. I'm bringing them to work. This kit was my very first kit that I ever felted from Going Gnome. And they were cute, but I feel like my felting game has stepped up a notch or 2. And I want to try to make this kit again. This is beginner friendly. You make 2 mini trees, which I thought was really, really cute. And now that I know a little bit more of how, like, what I'm doing, I'm curious to see how, like, my technique has changed. So those were my 2 kits from Going Gnome. We, of course, got some of their stickers and pins and all of that fun stuff. They're lovely ladies, and they're actually going to be at Skane Yarn Shop doing a felting class.
I don't know
the dates
yet.
Yeah, but follow Skane Yarn Shop, or if I don't think Lori is still in here because we're over 2 hours now at this point.
The shop's closed. They close at 4.
Oh, they had us on the big screen and they shut us shut us off real quick.
So I think is that everything?
Oh, Keisha, you said you bought the same ones for a friend of yours. Oh, amazing. Who owned the Christmas tree farm? Should we get our Christmas trees from Jersey?
No, we have plans with your brother.
Okay.
We're going to Shelton. So I believe that is pretty much sums up our weekend. We, Sunday we went back to the house. We ate a good meal. We actually had 2 really good dinners at the house on Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday we wrapped things up and we left and came back. We all got out of the house around 11 o'clock for the most part on Monday and headed home. And we're still coming down from that Rhinebeck high. There's like a Rhinebeck hangover. I swear it's a real thing.
Oh, it's a real thing. And I slept for 10 hours last night, and that is not like me.
It's such a fun weekend. It's fulfilling. You walk away inspired. Again, you get to see people that you only see once a year, or maybe even every couple of years. And it's just a really special moment. There's not a lot of times where you get to be surrounded by 20,000 people who have the same interests that you do, and where you could just walk up to somebody and be like, oh my God, I love your sweater, or oh my God, what's that shawl pattern? Or, those things, like you walk away with so much more than you went with.
Yeah.
So it's just a fun weekend. And, if you haven't been and you go, it can be overwhelming. And it's okay. We told a lot of people, just walk out to your car for 10 minutes, 15 minutes and take a breather and, allow your energy to
stabilize.
Yeah. Your battery to recharge, and then you can go back in. It's easy to do too much, and we may have done a little too much this past time. It's something I don't know that we would do all of those events again, but it's worth it when you get to say hi to friends.
Yeah.
So,
and as we continue to go to these events and meet amazing people, we have been so lucky to become close with people like Michael and Kim, Kate, and Laura, and Lori and Justine and Keisha and Hope, and like all these people that you feel like a kinship with, almost. And it's like your immediate best friends, right? Madi, like I want to sleep over. I want to sleep over her house.
We're moving to Colorado.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I know. But like, you meet,
kind of goes that way.
It kind of does. But you just, these are the ways to connect and find those ways to connect. And it's okay to feel overwhelmed and freaked out or anxious or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not, it's amazing.
Somebody asked what I was wearing.
I meant to answer.
Oh, thank you. I don't know. Yeah, this has got to be Shirsti Cat. I'm pretty confident this Shirsti Cat fiber that I bought and spun.
Yeah. So I think, that was really our Rhinebeck weekend. We did take advantage of the fire pit kind of at the house. We sat around the fire pit, but we didn't light the fire pit.
And I'm not going to say that I bought more fiber that wasn't available at Rhinebeck that they had a pre-order for, but maybe.
That's not considered a Rhinebeck purchase yet because you bought it. No, the weekend was still going. So you have one more purchase that's on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
Who knows? We'll see. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a good weekend, and we hope that you guys enjoyed it. I know that it's a lot of there's not a lot of knitting, but hopefully all this stuff will be knit or spun up, and you'll see it in those forms.
Yeah, we are going next weekend. We're going to New England Fiber Festival, or the Fiber Festival of New England.
It's an hour and a half from us. It's probably one of our favorites.
It's my second favorite. Oh, shoot.
Next to Rhinebeck.
Yeah, Rhinebeck's my first favorite, but I don't know if now Flock was really amazing as well.
I know. Hold on one moment. So Joy asked, Kevin, which festival would you guys miss and why when you go next year? So there's 2 that I would miss. I would miss Cake, and Cake for me is just, I loved it. I think it was good vendors. The color palette was very pastel-y and bright, and that's not our vibe for colors. So I didn't buy any yarn from there. And so So I would skip cake, and not that I want to. I love a Woolen Affair. I think a Woolen Affair is great for a large group of people. But I said, if we were meeting people there, I will go. If we don't make plans to meet with people there, it would make more sense for us to stay at our house and eat and drink. But
yeah, like if you're going with a large group of people to Rhinebeck and you're getting a house together, it's like that vibe. Like
yeah,
we could just hang out at our house and do the same kind of thing.
But I adore a Woolen Affair.
Me too. It's a beautiful,
the venue's fantastic. I think it's put together incredibly well. They kept it small again this year, which is a huge bonus.
Yes.
But it's a lot to do in the day. So you have to pick and choose where you're going to go.
And I don't think that it's off the list. I think it's on the list. It's just not we have to go.
Right. If the difference was too, last year it was on a Saturday. Mm-hmm. So we didn't, we did Rhinebeck and then we did that afterwards. So doing 3 events in a day this year was a little rough.
Yeah.
So that
somebody asked if there are any fiber festivals on the West Coast. Absolutely. Flock Fiber Fest. We just had that in August. It was in Seattle.
Yep.
It was absolutely beautiful. One of our absolute favorites.
I do know. So I know that it's not like of the US, but there is a knit city. So that's in Canada on the West Coast, because they do it West and East. And I want to say is Vancouver on the West?
Yes.
So Vancouver, I believe. I know that there's more so of them are up
like Southern California or
in the Pacific
like
Northwest. Mm-hmm. There's not, so there's one that our friends always mention, Red Alder. I think that's in Washington.
Yeah, there's definitely some places.
There are definitely some.
Sure. Yeah. Let's see.
How about a Kevin, Ray, Michael? So, we talked, I don't know, there may be something with some of the male knitters that we have started, that we've talked about. We don't know. Maybe something could happen someday in the future.
I must have missed that conversation.
You did. We actually never really finished it.
Oh, great.
So we have to go back and have that. But
so can I leave you all with, and hopefully this will work.
No.
And it will.
I know what you want to do.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
So we laughed so much at our house, and I kind of want to leave you with this, because this sums up the vibe of our house and how much fun we had. Because at the end of the day, it's about the people that you choose to spend your time with, and that you create these memories with.
Yeah. Do we have actually,
I'm trying to find it.
Here's our, here's us at cake. This is really hard to see. I don't know why the webcam's so this is minus Sue.
Yeah.
So that's Ray, Michael from Piece for Piece, Kim, Kate, and Laura from Knitting Posse.
All right.
Find it?
Mm-hmm.
So Ray won't mention who's in this.
I'm not going to mention who's in it. I am definitely one of the people that are in it. But this is the laughter of our house. And thank you to the person who recorded this so that we can have this memory to go back on.
Looking for their buddies.
That's all you get. Did you all hear that? So
hysterical. It's
safe to say that we love our trips. We love our people. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The energy is amazing. Love seeing all of you all. So again, we've said this numerous times. If you ever are to see us out and about, please say hello. Please give us a hug. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel sad or scared. And like we get foam. We get
we do the same thing.
We get nervous too, but we're at the end of the day, we're regular people, and sometimes it's sad when we meet somebody and they're like, oh, we saw you the other day, but we were afraid to come and say hi. don't be afraid. Come and say hi.
Yeah.
Like except if we're eating, if we've got food in our mouths,
yeah.
like just give us a few minutes, like to finish our pizza or whatever. But other than that, or if you see Kevin like marching, Kevin has us.
I have a
look when he's on a mission. Usually we're on a mission for two things. Go to the car and take a break, or to get a dataless spinner.
No, or to use the restroom. Those are like the three instances where like head down, eyes forward.
Yeah.
And you know who else I forget to say, because we met them a couple years ago, is we saw oh my God. Aaron Kyle.
Oh, Aaron and Kyle.
It was good to see them.
They are, yes. And we saw so many people. We also saw Kate and Aaron, who are
Pick Up Every Stitch, who are two of my favorites.
The thing is, we can never mention everybody. And
I know.
If we forgot to say hello in the podcast here or whatever, I'm sorry, but we love you. We're so lucky to be able to do this and to, have all these people who know us and that we've met. So hearts are full.
Yes. So now that we've kept you guys for so long, we appreciate you joining us. We hope that you have a good weekend, and we will be back in a fortnight for a regular episode. And until then, we hope you guys have a great time with all of your crafting and making. Bye, guys. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Michael.
Yes, Michael. Love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.